We're going. Oh, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 25.4 podcast.
Unrehearsed, hastily assembled program presenting inside opinions and forecasts on major issues of the day.
Welcome again. I'm your host, Andrew Long. With me tonight are the two men who only need first names, Robert and Brandon. Good evening, boys. How are you?
Oh, am I on? Oh, shit, I'm on.
Yeah, we're both on, actually. We should have been prepared to bust into song or something.
It's live. We're doing it live.
It's live.
But not commando. We actually have show notes tonight, so we're not going commando. Just live.
No.
We've been show prepping since at least 8:14.
Yeah, at least.
Good solid 10 minutes.
So what's happening? How are you guys?
Good. I promised the audience that I would explain my previous tweet. Do you want me to do that now, or do you want? When would you like me to do that, Andrew?
Well, let's rip through the grievances and the affirmations, and then we'll shoot the sheet with some of that. And
Thank you, Mr. Director, sir.
Talking about testicles and stuff, that might need to wait till the after show.
Yeah, that might have to be an after dark conversation.
After dark combo, sure.
So Tim can't join us tonight. Apparently he's got a couple sick kids at home, so hi, Tim. I'm sure... Oh, no? Hangouts tells me nobody's watching, so not even watching us. So screw you, Tim. I hope your kids throw up all night and keep you away.
Oh, that's just mean.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, they're young enough. It won't bother them at all. It'll bother Tim more than anybody. So let's get started.
With the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people.
Yeah, as always, we have a lot of problems with a lot of you people. And Robert, why don't you start us off tonight?
So, I want to acknowledge first Scott Lovegrove's attention to detail, because I made a statement this morning where I used the word anyone, and he pointed out that devs are people too. And that was in reference to all of these ridiculous, what I view as ridiculous, Microsoft's last chance in mobile arguments and articles. If you go Google, if you go Bing, I can't hear you guys.
That's because we're muted. We're just
wasn't
letting
talking.
you run with it.
Don't do that.
We're letting you run with it.
Thank you.
I was laughing my ass off at the slap yourself. Nice work.
Okay, there you go. Because I said Google something, and that's just ridiculous. Seriously, if you go Bing, the search term, I forget what it was, Windows last chance or Microsoft last chance, it just brings up this slew of articles at these different websites, and everybody's saying the same thing. If Microsoft doesn't pull it off with Windows 10, they're going to be dead in mobile, and da-da-da-da-da. That completely, I think, ignores everything that Microsoft has been doing for the last 9 to 12 months or 9 to 11 months, getting their services everywhere. In case people have missed the boat, Microsoft doesn't have to succeed in just hardware in order to succeed in mobile. Windows 10 certainly has to be a success across all of its form factors, but I don't believe that Windows 10 is the last chance for Microsoft in mobile. Windows 10 is a piece of that strategy now. It is not the entire strategy. So I think these Windows 10 is the last chance articles are maybe a little premature and I guess out there because of a lack of anything else to write about right now. So.
I bet a lot of them, too, were just like brushed off from the last round that said Windows Phone 8.1 and the ones that said Windows Phone 7.5 before that and Windows Phone 7 series.
I would not be at all surprised if somebody actually put that in Excel and charted it out if you would see a correlation between those two lines.
That would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, Bobby. I was just having a conversation today with a coworker about the core CLR for .NET that's been open sourced, and all the targets that are coming out of that and all the commits that are being done at the GitHub repo for all the .NET Core stuff. And yeah, it's just a piece. So for Microsoft's not going to flip upside down and go under if this doesn't hit 10% market share in the next year. So settle down, folks.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's perfectly legitimate to say that at some point, if they don't start seeing some kind, it's a catch-22, obviously, but the whole point of Universal Apps is to get whatever gets written for Windows onto the phone. At some point, I don't know where the flagship market share, if it's ever going to take off. I don't know if Elop's intention is to start pumping the U.S. with low-end devices like they're doing in other countries. But I think it is legitimate to say if they don't get some kind of traction in the U.S. at some point with Windows Phone, and if they don't see a market share increase, they might decide just to make low-end hardware from now on.
Well, I think that the argument here is I don't think that Windows Phone needs to be a success. I think that Microsoft needs to capitalize on mobile somehow. I don't care if they capitalize on iPhone and they capitalize on Google and they capitalize on Android by creating an Android variant that's all Microsoft shit on the back end. Mm-hmm. Now they're capitalizing on mobile.
And so that is exactly
with an OS or a device or a bunch of services on the back end. It's money in the bank either way, so I don't really care. Yeah, well, I do care because I really don't want to run Android or iOS, but you get the point.
Yeah. But that is clearly their strategy. And there's a lot of teeth gnashing going on, and everybody getting all freaked out about everything. And I'm kind of personally, you haven't heard a lot from me on Twitter lately about a lot of this stuff, just because there's nothing new to say. You just sit back. You can either have the same exact arguments over and over again, which are all predicated on the old Microsoft and the way Microsoft used to do business, or you can sit back and let the strategy play out, have some commentary from time to time, but all this hand-wringing that I see going on, folks, you're living in the past. Look at the strategy going forward. That's where your emotional investment needs to be.
And the other problem with that is when you wring your hands that much, you're going to end up with red, dry, cracked, flaky hands, and that's no good for anybody.
Yes. Unless you live in California and don't have to experience this fucking winter.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, it was.
It gets chilly in San Francisco, though, right? It gets down to the 50s, and that cold wind off the bay.
Yeah, I mean, it was particularly chilly today at 73.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, fuck, I hate you. We're fitting to get up to the 50s. I'm getting out my shorts next week, bitch.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 50s this weekend, and I'm going to be wearing shorts all weekend. Yes. So, moving on, my grievance is with Mobile World Congress. And maybe, I think I'm going to use this word the right way, but maybe it's the jingoist American in me. That for one, the whole idea of this conference so soon after CES, at the beginning of the year and everything doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But it really upsets me when the newest mid-level Lumia phones are announced while I'm still sleeping, and I don't get to hear about it until I wake up. But
yeah,
at least there's one
to that realization too.
At least one good thing is that we've moved up from low-end Lumias up to mid-level Lumias with the 640 and the 640 XL. So
yeah, we've actually got phones with letters after the number. That's like a huge deal, right?
That's so cool.
And we're doing just what iPhone did. They released one and then they XL'd it and just made it bigger. It's great.
That's not a bad-looking phone.
None of them are bad-looking. It's just what's on the inside.
Yeah, that's true. These shitty Snapdragon processors, they can't do
It's just like with people, right? It's what's on the inside that counts.
That's exactly
all right, Brandon.
Yeah, I saw the 6 in front of those ones, and I stopped reading. That was pretty much. So I don't even really care. So okay, here we go, boys. You ready for this?
I'm strapped in.
All right. So my first grievance was when I read about the 640s, and they talked about how they have Windows Phone 6.8 or 6.1 Update 2 on them. And I was like, oh, well, that's nice.
8.1?
They have update. Or, sorry,
8.1.
8.1. Sorry. Getting all confused with the numbers again. 8.1 Update 2. And I was, I thought, well, that's great. They've got the new update on it. So I started reading a little bit more. One of the things that Update 2 allows users to do is rip through existing installed apps and revoke permissions from those apps. Don't you think that would have been a good release to give to developers first, so we could actually see what the fuck's going to happen to our app when somebody does that? We have this thing called Preview for Developers, and Update 2 hasn't hit shit on that. I'm extremely disappointed in this because I'm just counting down the days to somebody to get a 640, rip out some privilege under upload to YouTube or who called me, and I'm going to get a fucking bug report, and I'm not going to know what to do with it. So thanks a lot for that, Joe Belfiore. I don't know what the fuck you were smoking there, but you screwed the pooch on that one.
He was out getting a haircut.
Can I ask a question about that one though?
Sure.
Do we not? Is there any information on how the OS then handles an app that starts and asks for a permission that it no longer has?
No, there was that. All I saw was the one thing on the article that talked about what Update 2 offers, and that was one of the features. That's all I saw.
So the user can selectively deny the media library access or run in the background access.
That's the way I read it. That's the way I read it. Yep. Like they could go into one that said this app requires your location, like when you download it from the store, and then they could install it, then they could go yank location out from underneath the app. That's the way I read the article.
So, with location, though, theoretically, they could do that now, because if your app uses location, you should have something in your settings as well as, there's a system level location, but you should also in your settings for your app allow the user to toggle location on and off, right?
Right. So, okay, let's go device identity, which you have to enable for ads.
Then that's where that would get fucked up, right? Like media library.
Yeah. So let's say device identity and user identity, which all the ad networks require, right?
Right.
So, okay, so it says on that little list on the side on the Windows Phone Store, this requires device and user identity. Okay, fine, blah, blah, blah. So then you go in and you say, oh, wait, I don't want this to have my user identity. And you yank that out. Now what happens? All my ads going to crash? My app's going to blow up?
You're assuming that. It may well be that the OS detects that the app needs that permission at runtime, and then throws a dialog or does something to inject that information to the user that it requires that permission and asks them to re-grant
That may very well be, but look at us. We are 3 developers sitting here wondering what the fuck is happening with the latest OS update when we have an app called Preview for Developers on our phones. This is what I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
You shouldn't be sitting here wondering.
Yeah, you're perfectly right there.
Yeah.
So the second one is I signed my kids up for Khan Academy. We were doing a bunch of math stuff on Khan Academy for my 7-year-old, my 5-year-old. Really cool. Works great on their website. And I thought, well, shit, on their tablets, I'm going to get the Khan Academy app, right? Khan Academy's got this app. That's the app they show off at all these freaking presentations, all these gatherings. They show off the Khan Academy app everywhere. It's a bullshit app, guys.
It Build last year too?
Yeah, they made a big deal about Khan Academy having an app. It's a bullshit app, guys. All it is a bunch of videos in an app. I thought my kids were going to be able to do the assignments and actually walk through the courses on Khan Academy. No, it's just a bunch of fucking videos. It's a YouTube player. That's all it is. And this is our universal poster child. Holy crap. That's a joke to me. It's a list box and a bunch of media. It is all that it is, and we're calling that the big universal poster child. That's a joke, dude.
I wonder who wrote it. I wonder who built that app.
Yeah, I know.
I'd like to know. All right, let's keep it moving. You're taking up all the time.
Sorry, number 3, fuck winter. I'm sick of getting sick. My wife and I were just sick for 3 days, both of us at the same time. We got 3 little kids at home. That sucked ass. Number 4, Twitter. If you favorite my tweet on Twitter and you do not retweet it, that is the cyber equivalent of blue balls, and I fucking hate you for it. And there's one person on this podcast that does it consistently.
And I'm pretty inclined to agree with what Brandon said, so I wonder who that might be then.
All right, go ahead.
All right, let's move on to the positive stuff.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and talking like me.
Brandon, you don't even have anything written down. Do you have any affirmation?
Nope.
I think that is a no. All
Nothing I
right.
can think of.
I'll go next, and my number one affirmation is to John Callahan over at Windows Central for the thorough job that he's doing in documenting every change to the 6 series of apps. Now, those are very important apps to a lot of Windows fans with a PH, and I applaud him for really digging in there and documenting those changes.
He is exceedingly thorough at that, isn't he?
He's doing a great
I don't know.
job.
I don't know what I would do without those. Oh wait, I don't go to that site. Never mind.
One other affirmation a couple weeks ago, actually it was Brandon that came up with the concept of Stroll with Paw as an app, and the good people over at Spoof Studio, whoever they are, actually released a Stroll with Paw app. They released it last week, and I meant to mention it and I forgot, but yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Well
so go
done.
check that out. It's pretty cool. It's funny. That's it. I'm not going to pat myself on the back right now. I'll maybe do that later.
Hey, they did get a mention from Ben Rudolph on that too, or was it somebody highlighted the app and Ben Rudolph wasn't sure what to do about it?
Yeah, they have a Twitter account. The studio does, and I think they mentioned either Ben directly or the Straw app, and he responded.
I can't even say
Seems like
the
a
real
cool
app correctly anymore. It's easier for me to say Stroll with Paw than it is for me to say Pull
I
with
know.
Straw.
And the actual his app actually is just Straw, I think, but the Twitter handle is Poll with Straw. So.
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, Robert, what's up?
Well, I just want to give Brad Sams at Neowin a pat on the back. So I like Mary Jo Foley. Sometimes she's just quite not enough to overcome the very strong other personalities that she is with sometimes.
Yeah, you just want to pull it out of her. Come on.
But so I don't tend to watch Windows Weekly a lot. But Brad she was gone this week, and Brad sat in for her. And I specifically watched Windows Weekly because he sat in for her, because I wanted to actually hear some of his thoughts on some of the topics, and he had some pretty insightful things to say. I won't go through a list, but it was a nice counterweight to the constant drumbeat of negativity that tends to float around in there sometimes. So.
Tell me
Good
again why
job.
you're on this podcast.
Good job, Brad.
Yeah, I watched as well, and he did do a really good job.
Yeah, but see,
I missed it. So I'd like to hear some more about it later.
this podcast is designed for that purpose. Windows Weekly is not. See,
That's
the
true.
way that-
That's true.
Yes, our number one goal is to snark it up a little bit, I guess.
a little bit. Just a
Now,
little
I do
bit.
have 2 comments on Brad, though, on Windows Weekly yesterday, since we do need to snark it up some. One, was he in some sort of a bomb shelter somewhere?
Did kind of look like
Does
that,
anybody
didn't it?
know?
Caracas, Pakistan?
No,
Maybe.
it was like the 1950s atomic fallout shelter or something. It was looked like white cinder block walls and.
Yeah, it might have been. It could have been a bomb shelter in Colorado. It could have been a bomb shelter in Cuba underneath the Fidel Castro's house, for all we know. But yeah, it did look a little nondescript.
All right, so I won't make my second comment because
He didn't have like a flag hanging behind him or anything like
No,
that.
no,
We really
no.
need to be
he had
worried
a
about.
scarf, like a. Was it like
A scarf that he was wearing?
Sounders? No, it was hanging on the wall.
Was he at Rubino's house?
Are we gonna have a Sam Scarf Twitter account, Sean?
Oh no.
It was. It looked like it was like a Seattle Sounders. You know the soccer team from up Seattle way that all the
I don't know
all
what
the
this
hip Microsofties are into.
I don't know what this
Football?
is.
Would you know then?
No. I would say he does need to get himself a proper pair of headphones. he's gonna do it.
He had like orange earbuds, if I
Yeah.
do recall.
Yeah, orange and white.
Along with orange
Was it
earbuds.
the exact same ones?
No, he had the new Microsoft ones that look like the Apple earbuds, because they talked about it. All right, so we've got a few minutes left. Robert, would you like to talk about your balls?
Sure.
When doesn't Robert like to talk about his ball?
So I had to have an ultrasound today because over the
You're
weekend.
pregnant.
You've been waiting for that all day.
Whoa. Not quite though, because as an older gentleman, and I guess younger should be doing it too. You should do a self-exam of your jewels from time to time in order to make sure that everything is normal. And I happened to do that this weekend, and I found something unusual. So I went to the doctor on Tuesday. It turns out it's probably just a cyst. It's nothing serious, but
Your pipes are clogged, is what it was.
the
right?
pipes are clogged. The epistle.
Which I find very hard to believe.
Well, sometimes things just happen, you know.
Sometimes those sperm are stubborn and they just don't want to leave.
Yeah, they clump
They wanna
together
stay close to
sometimes,
home.
clog things up. But definitely do that if you're a guy. Do that from time to time. You might find something, and you may not be lucky like me, and it might have turned out to be cancer. So, and I've had more people touch my balls this week than I normally do, which is interesting.
Lucky.
Yeah, and 2 of them were
Both
women.
men and women.
Yeah.
And maybe you're going to turn bisexual?
I don't know. I should ask Ben Carson if I have a choice, if I can choose to be bisexual now,
Oh.
You could at least
or is it just I have to go to prison?
you could at least tick that box on like forms and stuff, right? No?
I could. Yeah.
But in all seriousness, though, that is an important message to all the men watching or listening.
Hey,
Feel your-
WP
feel
Dev
your
No
balls.
Shave, y'all.
Feel your
WP
balls at
Dev
least
No
once a
Shave.
month.
We all participated in it.
Well, we, as in the 3 plus a few other handfuls.
Anybody who matters. That's right, people.
Well, that's most of our top 5 list of the best WP devs of all time.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go.
So we have a unique opportunity here tonight, guys, to kind of wrap the show up on time.
Shut up.
Wow. No, really?
I don't believe that.
It's 8:53, and we started right on time, so we got a couple minutes. here
7
to-
minutes? Do we have extra time?
We've got a couple minutes.
I don't even know what that means.
It's a 25-minute show.
Oh,
Brandon,
that's
so
right.
it
I
goes
always
from
forget that.
8:30 to 8:55.
I always forget that.
So, Andy, what do you think about Mr. Elop and his not snubbing the flagship forever?
I wrote that text. Thank you very much. But go ahead, Andy.
I did.
Let us know what you think.
I didn't care who wrote it. I wanted to ask Andy what his thoughts were on it.
I mean, it's what they've been saying for a while. I don't think there's a reason that they need to wait. You know, if what they're saying is true, that basically, you know, every phone that runs Windows Phone 8.1 is going to be able to run Windows 10, and
Right.
you would assume a new flagship is going to be a bit more robust than what's out there now. So I don't know why they would have to wait, other than they just don't have anything ready, which is probably what the deal is.
Yeah, I think it's a cop-out as well.
Well, I didn't hear Andy say that. I don't know that it's.
I
I didn't say it's just it's the company line. You know,
Yeah.
it's what they've been touting for months, and they're going to
What-
continue to do. Now, if you know, if Windows 10 comes and goes and we don't see anything, then I would start to worry.
Well, yeah, and if we get another polycarbonate, lackluster, compromised device, that's really going to piss a lot of people off.
It's got to have all the stuff,
Yeah. It has
All
to
the
have
things, man. All
Pure-
the things.
peer view. You know,
And some new stuff. It can't just be this, treading water. Oh, look, we gave you everything that you might find in any other high-end phone off the shelf. Come on.
Right.
Do some innovation. How about, I don't know, how about a different type of fingerprint scanner? How about a retinal scan? Something like that. Come on, get creative.
Well, what would be
Microsoft
really
spends all that
cool
money on research. Come on.
is if Microsoft is working on their own touch payment system, and that ends up shipping in the new hardware. Which
Bobby wants a testicle scanner in it.
Nice.
I'm gonna write a share your balls app. Check yourself out. Take a pic and post that up onto the Twitters.
Ultrasound sharing.
That's right. All right. Well, now we're over time.
Well, look what you done and gone and done did.
Run over. I blame Robert exclusively for that. So, if you're watching live, thank you very much. Stick around for 25.4 After Dark. If you are listening to the podcast, get yourself to 25pt4.com and check out the full show. Follow us on Twitter at 25.4 Podcast. Download the app from the Windows Store for Windows Phone. And you can also find the podcast now on Stitcher and TuneIn Radio. How about that?
Yeah.
So we are slowly taking over the world. Very slow. Very slow, but we're doing it. So we will be back. We'll be back next week with another episode, and I'm sure there will be all kinds of new stuff to talk about. Hopefully some new Windows 10 builds, both for the desktop and for the phone. Until then, for Robert, for Brandon, for Tim, who's away on assignment, Seacrest out. That was beautiful.
He just has to have the last fucking word, even if it's a virtual fucking word.
If I had the dexterity and was able to do everything, control everything as well as I could have, I would have clicked on him while he was doing that, so he could have taken up that last frame there.
Yeah, if that could have been the Google one, that would have been the actual thumbnail. That would have been awesome.
Perfect thumbnail for that. No question. So I think without Tim, that was our best show ever. What do you guys say?
I think that was just our best show ever. Fuck Tim. Just kidding, Timmy.
I was thinking towards the end it was our best show, but I wasn't. I actually had the thought, I hope Tim doesn't think so too, because he's not here,
It had nothing to do with Tim not being here.
No, it had nothing to do with Tim not being here.
I think Tim not being here is why we actually had time at the end, because we had one less person to go through.
It is easier to get through everybody's stuff with only 3 people.
I think my balls are what probably carried us through.
I think we doubled our viewership at that point from 1 to 2.
I think you carried your balls through.
The nice student intern who did my ultrasound got to carry them for a little bit. Yeah, that was real interesting because I went in and there's like, okay, here's a towel and it's gonna be long ways, and she holds it up and says, you're basically here's the towel and you're just gonna fold your penis up and put the towel over it to expose your scrotum. Do you understand? Yeah, I understand.
So you were doing like the puppetry of the penis stuff?
More she was.
Holding it over. Do you make the hamburger?
I didn't tie it up into little animals or anything. Not that I totally could have, of course. But no, it was a surreal experience. And then, of course, after she was done, then her teacher had to come to check her work.
What?
Wow. I was still there, exposed, and then apparently she wasn't completely thorough, and she had to go rescan
what?
each one at least once in a particular angle. So yeah, that was
me of, like, in college when you would go get your haircut at the school, and the teacher would have to come through and check the hairs, make sure that they cut them all evenly, whatever. Holy crap!
Yeah, it was. I'm not a fan. of just that entire, it could have been, I could have had an entire naked rugby team doing that, and it would have been probably as uncomfortable. Just, no. Yeah. Not fun. But hey, it was very nice how she really did. She really did. At the very end, she leaned down and put her hand down on my leg and tapped and went, "I wouldn't worry." Just like, as if to say, I had a good look, it's not cancer. It's like,
is this the intern saying this or the teacher?
No, it was the teacher.
Oh, okay. Well, then okay.
Yeah, she was explaining the fact that the report would take a day or so and that they'd call me with the results, but she was like, I wouldn't worry.
I could see the intern. Of the 4 balls I've seen, yours look 2 of them.
I don't know that I would have wanted to really hear those words, but...
That's hilarious.
So that was an interesting experience. That was what I did this afternoon. That was a lot of fun.
Nice. So, do you know when you'll get those results and know for sure?
Day or so.
Okay. You probably said that, and I wasn't paying.
Yeah, I said it like 3 times. So. I did say it multiple times, but hey, there you go.
I'm just doing what I do best. Being an ass.
No, that's not you. No, that's Scott Lovegrove.
You don't know me as well as you think you do, then.
I don't know. I'm a pretty good judge of character. I award that title today. I award that title to Scott Lovegrove.
You know what we need right now?
Scott,
I'm gonna be really mean. I'm gonna be really mean. You know what we need right now?
More Rudy.
Nope, we need Ed to pop in and go, "Hey, did you guys know that Robert was having something go on with his stuff?"
Do you know Robert had a woman touch his balls tonight?
We love you, Ed. You're awesome.
Wow. I thought tonight would be the night.
I can say that because I work with the guy, or used to work with the guy.
What did you think tonight would be the night for?
That we kind of break out on viewership.
Are we?
No.
I don't know I don't know if it's just been like my week at work or what, but this week I've been totally disconnected from everything going on the internets. It seems. World Congress and all that stuff. It's just been like hits here and there.
It's because of the time difference in Mobile World Congress. Everything happened while you were asleep. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Universal App stuff.
No.
So now I'll take the opportunity to pat myself on the back a little bit now. Because I talked, well, way back, I don't remember what episode it was, but I talked a little bit about what I expected to see from the developer story for Universal Apps in Windows 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they showed Monday was kind of right along those lines, which I wasn't going out on a limb or anything, but it's good to see if what they're showing is what's going to happen, where you really just have a single project and not.
Yeah, I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't watched any of the videos, any of the presentations. I've just been reacting to what you guys have said and what I've seen on Twitter and what I've read in articles. So I haven't watched any of the videos.
Yeah, I couldn't find a video anywhere from that. So.
Yeah, but I am curious to see this in action. They can demo this and cooking show it up all they want. I want to see what happens when I put this on in my project and I don't do anything and I just code straight. I want to see what happens on phone, tablet, PC with the different sizes on the screen, how it reacts to all the responsiveness. That's what I want to see, because I have a feeling I don't know how they can do that well with no additional code on people's parts. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of promising to have finally gotten to the Holy Grail, and there's just it almost, to quote Hillary Clinton, it almost requires the willing suspension of disbelief that they would actually get to the point where they could achieve this and have it be like they've described it, where you don't have to do a lot of extra code or any extra code. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
So one thing on Monday people were talking about was getting familiar with the now I'm blanking out and I can't remember what it's called. The
Visual State Manager.
what?
Visual State Manager.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought I was giving you shit for a second there.
I thought you said digital tape measure. You said it so fast. My old ears couldn't process it quickly enough. But yes, with the Visual State Manager. So, which I've never used, so I'm not very familiar with it, but from what it sounds like that is it's you're writing different XAML for your different displays, basically, right?
Visual States.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I've played with the Visual State Manager like twice, and the only reason I played with it twice is because that was enough. It's horrible the way it exists today. I really, 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 really hate it, and I'll do everything in my power to stay away from having to do anything with Visual State Manager. But from what they showed, and what our good friend Sebastian LaChance told us, we're going to have the ability to now, instead of replicating the entire visual tree inside your different state managers, you're just going to be able to say, no, for this particular state, just do this one thing with this XAML element. And that's what's been missing this whole time. For me, having to replicate my whole XAML tree inside another visual state, I can't bring myself to do that. That amount of copy-paste makes me want to go cry myself in the corner. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
A ridiculous amount of redundant code.
It is, and people will say it's not really code. It's XAML. I don't really care. It's sitting there, dude.
If it's got to be parsed and it's got to run, it's code.
Yeah.
Well, if you have to type it out, it's code, right?
Yeah.
So
crying out loud.
I did see one really funny thing that came out of Mobile World Congress, and I had this in the show notes. The New York Times, when they talked about Mobile World Congress and Motorola and Microsoft, and they released mid-range phone. New York Times said that manufacturers like Motorola and Microsoft have been recently eschewing high-end phones that are usually aimed at the status-conscious buyers in the United States. I had to laugh because I thought that some people would get quite the kick out of the U.S. being called a bunch of status-conscious buyers. So I thought that was kind of funny. But
isn't the abbreviated term for that sheeple?
Oh, I don't know about that, if it's sheeple.
Well,
am I a sheep because I want to have the absolute best and fastest phone?
Well, is that a is that a status thing, or is that are you doing that because you want? I mean, when I hear status, when I hear that phrase, what I hear is gold-plated iPhones walking around. People buying the latest because they want to be seen with it, because it's a cultural thing. I don't get the sense you buy. I mean, I don't buy my high-end phones for that reason. I'm assuming you guys don't either.
No, I don't. But the people I see, I'm on the same page as you, right? I mean, all the people in the U.S., it's like, oh, is that an iPhone 5C? Oh.
You were affirming their statement.
Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
disagree with it at all. No,
I
don't disagree with it at all. When I came home, when my wife had an iPhone 4, I think, and I went and I got her a 5C instead of the 5S, you could see on her face for just a split second she was like, oh. But then she realized that it did everything.
You don't love me, do you?
Right. But then she realized, this is just fine. I don't really need all that crap, right? So, atypical American right there.
It's a good thing, though, she didn't get on Twitter and express her outrage at being only given a 5C, because then she would have ended up on the annual after Christmas children throwing a fit because they didn't get what they wanted for Christmas present on Twitter. I love that part of the year because just going through and reading that list puts such a huge smile on my face.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
So are you guys going to work this weekend on updating your apps with refresh buttons?
I'm lost.
I don't see why that's such a new innovation. I mean, mine has had a refresh. Mine has actually had pull to refresh for quite a while now.
I think pull to refresh is really what the people want. I think refresh buttons are very...
What are we referring to? I'm lost. What are we referring to?
Oh, you must be totally lost.
I told you guys. I've been so out of it. Get me up to speed.
Here, let me pull something up for you.
The
Not that-
magical.
because it's going to be on Windows Central, but
Yeah.
Oh,
we know-
I'm not going there.
We know you don't.
you don't
go
have to go there. That's why I'm going to
Nope.
share it with you. I'm going to share my screen.
Andrew's going to go there for you and put it up in front of your face using screen sharing and make you look at it.
It's like this is like being force-fed my vegetables.
Yeah, but you'll actually appreciate this a little bit.
Oh, I don't know about that.
How do I share my screen? How do I share my screen? Oh, with this share screen button. Okay.
Yeah, do that one.
Beautiful. Thank you, Google. There we go, right there. Can you see that? You can see that.
I see your 25.4 icon.
Oh, okay. So you were being facetious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what I do? And this is.
I thought
this
you were
is-
being serious. I really
Do
did.
you know what podcast you're on?
Yeah, right? Got me there.
oh, look,
So
I
six tag editor.
oh my
refresh
gosh,
button.
look at this. Look at the whole top. Oh, I guess maybe it's
I
going
know.
to the 6 tag article. But look at that.
Maybe.
Every single one of these. That's got to be why that's doing that, right? 'Cause-
Why did it?
Holy
Okay,
crap.
okay. So tell me why I have two different ways to refresh then, Mr. Winning.
Winning.
This is like cardinal sin number 1 for user experience. Do not give the users two ways to do the same thing. This is like the first rule. So why can I pull to refresh and do I have a refresh button? What's the point here? You're fired.
No new ideas.
Did I just see somebody,
But hasn't
Rudy for the win, on the first comment to an article saying he added a button to his app?
oh wait, hold on, let me get it back then. But hasn't Windows been giving users like a half dozen ways to do the same thing for years and years and years?
Yeah, I was about to say that's always been when people ask me why I use a PC instead of a Mac. I say because Steve Jobs only wants people to do things one way, and I want to do them the way I want to do them, and because Windows allows me to do that.
Rudy for the win.
Yep.
Rudy for the win. Because
And
he
for the
added a
win.
button to his app that does the same thing as something he already had implemented.
Plus
So
H1.
literally this is a button click event that calls an existing method, folks. Wow. And this is why I don't go to Windows Central.
We could do a whole show just reading Windows Central comments. In fact, I might. If you guys ever can all not make the show.
Wow, Rudy,
I
you're
think
on
that's what I'll do.
fire. Microsoft's about snatching him.
You said snatch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
I don't
is
know why
amazing.
MS hasn't taken him out yet. Oh no, just
Yeah, right. There we go.
Yeah. Maybe they did.
They took him out for that one.
Relocating to the West Coast, U.S. soon.
They took him out with Hookers and Blow for that lock screen app that failed miserably.
Oh, look at this. Developers really need to take WP as seriously as Rudy does.
Ah,
for
fuck you.
God's sake.
Who's that guy?
Really?
Sahil Raj 1.
Hey, Sahil Raj 1. We got
And-
3 devs here. I know
and
one of them is
Samir
giving you a big
Berry.
fuck you right now.
Yep.
This is amazing. The people lauding the addition of a refresh button. This is hilarious.
So one thing I started thinking earlier after seeing some of these this article and stuff, is there a Windows Phone site out there that's dedicated just to developer news? There's not, is there?
No, there's not.
It all kind of gets lumped together with all this other crap
It does.
and stuff.
It does. You know, that's an idea.
I wonder if that would work.
That's an
I can-
interesting idea.
I can hear the gears turning in your heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what would be posted?
Developer news.
Developer-related news.
You know, one of the things that Windows Central, they made the big splashy thing one day about their new developer forum and things. I hadn't heard a goddamn thing happen with any of that shit.
Yeah, then their editor-in-chief publicly assaulted a developer.
Yeah, exactly. and lied to all of his followers by omission about why he was doing it.
Right.
But hi, Daniel.
We love you and your scarf.
But no, you know, app updates, give developers a forum. You know, maybe model it kind of, you know, gamer sites. Kind of put together, have a niche. Your consumer gamer. But there are also some fairly successful game developer blogs and game developer websites. So maybe taking one of those as a model and kind of trying to translate that over to the Windows development world, especially right now. You know, there's a fairly big conference coming up fairly soon that might be the perfect time to debut a website like that.
Mobile World Congress?
Yeah, that one.
So the
Game
way
Developers
I roll,
Conference?
the way I roll, I like to. Well, apparently, if you were a developer and you were at Mobile World Congress, you got to play with the Windows 10 Universal SDK thing.
Dude, I
That's
wonder if
what,
those PCs were inaccessible because I had to jack a thumb drive in one of them so quick.
Who knows? Who
You
knows?
probably just had a keyboard and a monitor.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So, I mean, the way I roll, I like to do things as easy as possible. And there's already this great blog site associated with the 25.4 podcast. I was thinking just start posting articles there.
That actually wouldn't be a bad idea, but whoever runs that site needs to get a fucking better theme.
White and black, that is the theme.
Oh, boy.
I'd say the proprietor of that website needs to find himself a homosexual that has some taste.
You should throw some horizontal stripes in the background there, Andrew. And just really
Oh
stick
my
them
God.
in there.
Stop it. You don't have to be a homosexual to know that that's just not right.
Thank you.
I don't get it. I
Finally,
don't get it.
Straight man with some sense.
I think
don't
I have
get
pretty
it.
decent
I don't
taste
understand.
for a straight guy.
I don't
I mean,
understand.
I'm not going out looking like this.
Oh, I thought he was talking about
Just
himself.
broadcasting live on the internet looking like that.
Let me see that. I look fine right now. I
Wow.
haven't showered in a couple days, so I have a hat on, but
That's amazing.
What's with the big screenshot?
I would totally pull off a
it's just
outfit like that just for kicks and grins.
a
How many
big
different
head.
shades of green? How many different shades of green? That's amazing. You should save that for St. Patty's Day.
That's blue, right?
Mine looks green. Sorry. Hold on a second. I have.
Blue kind of turquoise-ish.
Oh, sorry. My flux was on, so my screen was more red than blue.
Your flux was on.
Yeah, the Flux app. You guys know what I'm talking about. I've talked about it before. The Flux app, it adjusts the color temperature of your monitor based on the sun. Keep your
It's
circadian
night
rhythm from going all wonky.
Time.
I must have tuned that
Yeah,
out.
so my screen looks very reddish during the nighttime. I do recommend this if you work at night. It is much easier on the eyes. You will thank me later, I promise. Flux.
Oh,
I think it's getflux.net or getflux.com, something like that. F.lux is what the name of the app.
I remember something else I needed to talk about too. Robert promised
go
to talk
ahead.
about his balls, and I promised Kevin Harvell I was going to demonstrate how you can make the term blogger sound demeaning or not.
Oh
by
yeah,
voice
you did.
inflection.
You did promise. You did promise to do that for him.
So what should I
Go
do
ahead.
demeaning first, or should I do like a flattering kind of?
Hold on a second.
do flattering. Do flattering.
You're a blogger?
Like,
Was that good?
wow.
That was believable. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounded somewhat flattering.
So now demeaning?
Yeah, do demeaning.
Do I get another drum roll or no?
Oh, sure. Hold on.
Okay. You're a blogger?
Yeah, that was spot on.
Oh, so you're
Thank
a blogger.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're a blogger.
Yeah. Oh, so you're a blogger.
You're a blogger?
Oh, you're a blogger.
So I had this actually brings it kind of segues into this a little bit nicely. So I had this conversation with a person at work a few weeks back, and I don't necessarily get along with this person. I haven't worked with them for quite a while, but they saw me in a meeting, and then after the meeting they were trying to play all nice, and they said, so I don't know how you got into Build. We were waiting over here, and we had 8 people, and only 2 of them got in. She said, I don't know how you got into Build. I was like, well, I was there. You didn't fill out the survey. No, I did fill out the survey. I just filled it out with all the first clicks and then went back through and corrected it all like a smart person does. I also didn't sign up for the hotel right away. You go back and sign up for the hotel. Anyway, so then she said, so are you gonna be hanging out with so and so that are also going? And I said, no. And she goes, oh, really? And I said, yeah, I've got like a group of guys that I know from all over the country, and we're gonna hang out together out there. It's a bunch of developers that I hang out with, all the time. I was like, really? I'm like, yeah. And I said, I'm kind of active outside of work. She goes, oh,
really?
Yeah, just like, really? You actually do things? Oh, wow, so nice of you. I kind of wanted to say, I've got 630 Twitter followers. Kind of a big deal in Japan.
Really?
I didn't take it quite that far, but yeah, it was an interesting conversation. She just like, oh my gosh, you have a life outside of work. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Did you impress her or did you just stun her with this information?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Probably stun. Probably more of a stun. Yeah. It was funny though. It was a fun conversation. So anyway, what you guys got? Are we done?
So what else is going on? I don't know.
I can't think of it. I mean, it's without lack of a build, there's nothing really new going on.
Yeah, where's my Windows 10 build, Gabe? Let's go, dude.
There's going to be an Apple Watch
people be
announcement
talking.
on Monday. Should we do a special live show for that?
For what?
For the Apple Watch announcement.
I think I might prefer scheduling another ultrasound.
Is Esteban going to come home with the watch on Monday?
I don't know. I haven't asked Esteban if he's buying a watch on Monday. I assumed that he was buying a watch on Monday because, Esteban. But
I have to. You guys got to remind me about this in the room on Monday because I'm gonna need to shut off Twitter. I don't even want to see it. I just don't even want to see it at all.
does it seem a little macabre that one of the lead designers on the HoloLens team was killed?
We should talk about this.
And then WMM Power User is, I guess because Gadget Arena Microsoft is once again hiring for HoloLens. I haven't read the article, but knowing that's fresh in my mind, that is the first thing I think about when I read that headline, and I'm like,
right, yeah, timing, people, come on.
People are gonna be more aware of how they phrase things.
Yeah.
That just was not a timely thing to actually put up.
Did you guys actually read the article about how they caught that motherfucker that killed him?
Well, I know. I mean, I read the initial article that he jumped out of his car and ran. How did they end up catching him?
They got him with the dogs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did mention
They got the dogs out and chased that fucker down. I hope he got his arm shredded.
I got some pushback from a few people when I tweeted earlier this week that if you kill somebody driving drunk, then you go to jail for the rest of your life, period.
Yeah, throw away the key, man.
And, some people's like, oh, well, you should be more compassionate, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, I got plenty of compassion, but at what point do we as a society say, you know what, it's not okay. It's not okay to knowingly get drunk behind the wheel of a car, then kill somebody, and then walk away with a slap on the wrist. And I think that when you stuff out somebody's life because of something ridiculous like that was completely preventable, to me it is intentional. Somebody made the argument, well, you can't really say that's murder. I'm like, can't you? Can't you really say that? I mean, if
I decided to if I chose to pick up a gun drunk and turned around and fired it at somebody and killed them, wouldn't I be charged with murder? Isn't that kind of the same thing? You got into a deadly vehicle and you killed somebody. Now, you may not have pointed it at them, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being.
Well, you got to point it at him to hit him.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you, Robert, but my feeling on why so many people are inclined to be a little more, I don't know what lenient, or if that's the right word or not, towards that kind of thing is, and it's a sad statement on society, is that so many people realize that they've been in a situation where, for luck or whatever, they could have done the same thing. How many of us have gotten behind the wheel when we shouldn't have, and could have easily ended up in that same situation.
Yeah.
So
very true.
Probably true. Yeah.
It's a reflexive, almost guilt reaction.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's understandable. I mean, I'm certainly no angel. When I was younger, I did a lot of really stupid things that I shouldn't have done. But at some point, oh well. That's my diatribe on non-developer stuff tonight.
Yeah, Mike A.I. How would you pronounce that last name? E.Y. was his last name. Rest in peace, brother. Thanks for bringing us HoloLens, man.
Yeah.
It was
that's just
30
a
years
shame.
old, man. That's not even cool.
Way too young.
Yeah. Too much promise.
So, Brandon, did they run out of hair product up in your neck of the woods?
It's not so much that they ran out of hair
this is 2
product
weeks
that
in a row. I'm starting to worry.
well, my hair got long. When it gets long, I can't spike it anymore
You know
because
what you can do when that happens?
clown. What? Go ahead, tell me.
You can go get
Tell
a
me.
haircut.
Pat, I want
them all cut, actually.
Get some education from Pappy over here. Yeah, no, haircuts on the books. It's on the books. I just haven't done it yet.
I have the same problem. My hair is a little too long right now, and it's uniquely uncooperative.
Yeah, see, Bobby's rocking the low and dry look.
Yeah, well, there's actually stuff in it though. It
Oh,
won't
no
fit
kidding.
anymore. Yeah.
Well, see, that's where I would be. Except I buy the really heavy gel stuff, so mine would stand up. It would just look like I'm belonging like a punk rock band.
Well, keep in mind, I've also had mine in my hair since 4:45 this morning, so things are a little flat. All that humid 75-degree weather out here on the West Coast.
Oh, Jesus. Stuff it. God.
Totally deflated my hair today.
God, it was -9 this morning when I woke up. Something ridiculous. But it's supposed to be 50 next week, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, hopefully we get some freaking rain. We actually need some rain.
Okay, so last year it was late March. No, beginning of April was billed, and it was like the 60s. I think we maybe hit 70 while we were out there. Little chilly. What's late April look like, Bobby?
It's about the same. You can
Okay.
expect San Francisco days to be in the upper 60s. You can expect wind. You actually might start seeing some fog, depending upon where the jet stream is. Overnight lows are probably going to still be in the lowish 50s.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be about the same as last year. We
So
layer
a jacket
here.
for the nighttime escapades.
Well, yeah, you're going to want to have a jacket handy, but it doesn't have to be a heavy coat or anything. And during the day, you're going to probably just layer, put on a hoodie or something. That'll get you through the day, all right.
Mr. Long, how's the GoFundMe coming along?
The GoFundMe has been taken down.
What?
The deadline for getting payments in is
Tomorrow.
Oh, it passed?
tomorrow. So
Shiza. So you're out for reals.
unless somebody gives me tickets,
That's true. You could still
whoever
get it.
whoever the one person is that's watching now, if you have extra bill tickets, I'll take them. Well, just one. I just need one.
Yeah, just one.
I
Just
just
one. The
need
rest
one.
of us are going to get there. Get Andy a ticket.
So
All right.
I wish I had all the money in the world.
Well, then you probably wouldn't be a Windows developer, and we probably wouldn't know you anyway.
I was gonna say I wish I did too, but I don't think I'd know you if I did.
I don't know that I would actually believe that because I'm pretty lazy.
Dude, couldn't you just like have bought that? Yeah, but I had to click something, and I was just nah. They wanted me to fill out a form. Fuck it. Oh, all right, boys and girls. I think I'm gonna take it in.
All right, guys.
Well, look at him. He's the one leaving on us now. I see
Hey,
how
you know
it
what?
is.
I've been left at the altar too many times by you assholes. So I'm taking off first this time, so I can't.
Hey, you
get
know,
my